When I went riding with my wife 2-up on the stock, and we went ahead and came to a light where it was a slight dip in the road when I came to the light, and we didn't bottom out, but you can tell by the way the suspension was, she got hurt. Her hip started hurting, and that's when I knew I have to invest in the suspension. I was trying not to, but we had to. So this is going to be a game changer for her, and I can't wait to hear what she has to say. Maybe in the video for Daytona, when we go to Daytona and she's in the back and we go riding, I'm gonna ask her what her thoughts were and do a little bit of a follow-up on our Daytona video. So now, time to check off the 1 or 2 things that's left on my prep to Daytona to make sure it's a comfortable and fun ride. Let's talk about it. One and a half things left as a prep to Daytona Bike Week. Here's one of them. Went ahead and received Revo-A suspensions, a heavy-duty 13-inch from Legends, and a little backstory on that. So, if you know me, I am not what you call a light guy, more on the heavy end. And truth be told is that the suspension that Harley came with, the stock suspension, which is what I have on my bike, they're okay. They're way better than before, hands down. Before the new generation, the previous shocks, I mean, it was almost like you had to kind of gamble between, all right, do I do the suspension or do I do slip-ons? It was that bad before, but these were okay. The thing is that when the wife and I get on the bike, we are driving that suspension to the limit. I mean, that's the truth. A 2-up on the stock suspension with my heaviness, we're pushing the limit. I bottomed out a few times when it's 2-up. I've actually bottomed out in the 2 years about a handful of times just by myself. So if we're gonna be doing Daytona, and with my wife's condition with her hip and her healing, definitely had the suspension had to be replaced. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna replace the suspension as the final checklist before we head out to Daytona Bike Week so we can enjoy the ride. All right, let's get started. Okay, so they come with the washers, the thin one and the thick one, because these have, I don't even know the terms, I'm gonna just show you. In here, these move. So it really prevents it from binding, you know, during compression and decompression. So these move, so you have to make sure to remove the washer that's in the stock and use what they gave you. I had these on my 2012 Street Glide, completely transformed the riding experience on there. So I'm expecting these to do the same for my Blue Angel. And so I'm using the Let's Roll, the jack that comes with this stand that goes underneath the bike so you can roll it around. If you're going to do suspension, you have no way to lift it, don't do it. It's gonna be horrible. But I lifted it just enough where the back tire is barely touching the ground. So what I did was, the way I did that was, just grab the flashlight. Since I'm doing this by myself, put it against the tire, and just look to make sure the light was barely creeping in. That way, when I remove the shocks, I'm assuming that it doesn't fall down or it doesn't become hard. Let me open the garage back up and we'll get started. Remove the saddlebags. Okay, so this is not a how-to. You guys do it to your own discretion if you decide to do it by yourself. I've seen a lot of guys talk about the idea of removing the slip-ons just to get more room, and I got plenty of room to put a 3/4 socket to go ahead and pull these off. So I won't have to remove the slip-on, but time to remove this. So I'll start down here. Okay, so we're going to reuse the bolt, but get rid of this washer. We're not going to use this. If you put that on the shock, it prevents it from that swivel I was showing you guys. So This washer is useless, but we're going to hold on to the bolt. Next is the top one. So that's off. I'm going to hold on to these just for the pure fact that if for whatever reason I got to send those legends in under warranty, I still have shocks to ride around if I have to. But yeah, I'm going to hold on to these. Hold on to the bolt, get rid of the washer. All right, so an easy tell to know what side is what. You have the rebound switch. I think it's rebound, or yeah, sag is here. The rebound, one being the softest, all the way to 6, which would be, I guess, if you're doing more twisties than that, you want to go a little more stiff on that. So I'm going to start at 3 and go from there. But to know what side goes where, this sticker, this label, always goes on the inside, and you want this to be on the outside. So once again, label inside, adjustment knob that way. So you take the small washer that comes with the legends. This is going to go behind, this is going to go in front. So we're going to put this in first. Goes in like that. Then like that. Let's try that. I'll put a little bit of Loctite there, blue Loctite. All right, a little dab here. A little dab will do ya. There we go. Just get this started by hand. Okay, second bolt. Small one. This goes in the back. A little bit of Loctite. Just in there by hand. I use the wrench just to snug it in because I want to torque it to spec. Okay. Once it's installed, you kind of want to make sure everything moves smoothly so nothing gets bound or doesn't bind. So we're good. Let's do the other one. So again, I'm going to break these loose. Just a side note, just to give you an idea of how I'm driving this to the limit. I barely have any thread left for the preload, and it's maxed out. So this shock, yeah, we've been riding it with it completely maxed. There's nothing more to gain from this. So it was obvious we needed to get new suspension here, but look at that. Pretty maxed out. All right. Once again, we're going to use the bolt, the OEM bolt. We're going to get rid of the washer. Holding on to this just in case. Okay, recap. Remember, the label right here goes in with this knob out. That's how you know which side goes where. Bolt, small spacer, washer. Use the large spacer. And we're going to put a little dab. There we go. Should be able to do this by hand, getting it started. I want to do it by hand just to make sure that I don't cross it if I use a tool. So I'd recommend for you guys to do it by hand. Okay. Now we're going to do this one. Once again, bolt, small washer, spacer, whatever you want to call it. Big spacer. There we go. A little dab will do ya. Blue Loctite. Oh, let's do this. Let's lower you a little bit. There we go. All right, before we torque it down, move it here, we're good. What they recommend is to start at 3, which is right in the middle. And since you're in the middle, ride it, see how it feels. And then if you want a more softer ride, turn it down. If you want a little bit of a stiffer ride, maybe you're going through, you know, some good twisties, you actually go at a higher level. But overall, start off at 3. So we're gonna get this torque down. The manual says that these bolts need to be torqued between 45 and 50 torque pounds. All right, so 45 to 50, so here we go. I got it set to 47 just to be in the middle. So we're gonna go here. So that's it, we're done. I just had my son show up and help me with the preload. And the way it works is, let me show you what the manual says. So I have the 13-inch, proper sag measurement, it's 12 inches. I left it a little smidgen above 12, just in case we go ahead and do 2 up, but 12 inches. And the way you do is, you increase, hopefully it's focusing, but increase or reduce just by turning the spring. So you just turn it and you're good to go. And look how much thread there's still left. I don't know if the video is capturing it. But this is set. It's going to be center bolt to center bolt here. Whoop, sorry. Here to there. Center to center, 12 inches. I've always been a Legends fan. Went ahead and installed it. Took me about 25 minutes to do it by myself, lifting it and doing all that. So she's ready for Daytona. I'm gonna go ahead and take it for a ride and go from there. All right, so we're at Daytona right now, and obviously this is being put in a different video, but we're on a Daytona. On the stock suspension, when we went riding, you felt that it was maxed out. What happened when we hit that one light? Oh,
that hurt. That hurt my hips and my arthritis. It just killed me.
And we could feel that we were about to bottom out.
Sure. I don't know if we bottom out. That's your technical things.
We were, you could feel it.
I just know it hurt.
Right. So now, for the first time from where we're at, we're heading over for the 20-minute ride over to the Speedway. It's going to be her first time trying out the suspension. So when we get there, we're going to get her feedback. Because if the passenger's happy, I'm happy. So we're on our way. Let's go.
Mama's happy.
Yeah, Mama's happy. All right, let's go. All right, so we got over to Daytona. That was a cold ride, but humid. All right, so I got to ask. All right, so now we went ahead and did the ride. A couple bumps on the highway. How was the suspension?
Didn't feel the bumps at all.
She's back.
Didn't feel the bumps. Even my hips and everything, I didn't really feel any pain unless you stopped too suddenly.
Well, that's me braking.
But yeah.
So there's a difference.
But otherwise, it was amazing.
So there was a difference.
Yeah, and I got a wet butt, but it's okay.
I don't know how I'm going to edit that one.
Rain.
Anyways, there you go. So that's the suspension. So it was well worth it. Okay. So there it is. The install. The final install of the suspension. So there you go. That's my rant for this video. As always, find a purpose to ride. Find out your purpose to ride. God bless you guys. Thank you so much for watching this. Until the next video. Peace.